Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand all the latest cues from the D streets, starting from the benchmark index moves to sectoral action and all the stocks that are buzzing the most in trade. We'll also get you expert views to find out where exactly are opportunities emerging for you, and especially the new age technology stocks. Is that going to be a space that should be on your watch list, and is there an opportunity there as well that you should track? All of that coming up, but first up, a quick check as far as the market movement is concerned on the benchmarks. Well, the Nifty and the Sensex are holding on to the gains that they had made in the first half of trading session. 18,750 and thereabouts, the Nifty hovering around 57 points higher in trade. The Sensex also topping 63,000, now 63,177, 200 point of a jump for the Sensex as well today. So comfortably in the green, 0.3% higher for the benchmarks. Let's look at the broader market indices. The mid caps are in tandem with the benchmarks. The small caps are taking the lead today with 0.6% gains coming in. Now, as far as the sectoral indices are concerned, most of the sectors of the Nifty are in fact trading in the green. So it's a broad-based rally that you're actually seeing on the market, starting from Nifty Bank. That's up by 0.3% odd. We're seeing some movement coming in on the financial services, private banks, PSU banks also supporting the markets. Apart from this, it's the metal stocks that are shining bright. And one pocket that is actually taking the lead is in fact the realty space today. That's the index that's actually showing a sharp move on the upside. So you can see the metals pack at 0.7% gains. It's the realty space that is up by 1.2%. That's the stock index that's leading the most. Apart from this, you're seeing some moves coming in on the IT pack. Autos are flat with a positive bias today. Pharma stocks also about 0.3% higher in trade. It's the FMCG stocks that are now looking at some profit taking place, about 0.08% of a fall for that one. So you can see slight losses coming on that. But most of the sectors are in fact trading in the green. Let's look at the top gainers and the losers right there then. As far as the Nifty gainers are concerned, you have HDFC Life again at 649, 3% higher as the top gainer on the Nifty pack. Tata Motors, Bharti Airtel, Apollo Hospitals and Divis Laboratories, the top 5 major gainers, all up by over 1% in trade. On the losing side, however, you do see slight names coming in from the FMCG pack, like Britannia is down in trade about 0.7% or so. Tata Consumer Products also seeing some cuts coming in. Adani Ports is seeing some cuts of 0.8% odd. Cipla is in fact down by 1.2%. IndusInd Bank also down as well in today's trade. But let's welcome our guest on the show. Vineet Bulinshkar joins in, Head of Retail Research at Ventura Securities. Welcome, sir, and thank you so much for taking the time out for this discussion. Your thoughts on how the markets are looking to you at this point in time. Now, there is a divided opinion on the street. Some experts do believe that as the markets near their all-time highs, we are looking at stretched valuations at this point in time, and we may not be able to see, 19K coming in pretty soon. Your own thoughts on the markets?
A couple of things is that, if you take a view which is out of by about a year, we are trading at 17 times CY24 for the next year, December ending. So the valuations are pretty reasonable. Second is monsoons in India have picked up and the deficit has reduced sharply. We expect the monsoon to may not be a stellar monsoon, but I don't expect it to be as bad as it has been pumped up to be. So
Okay,
that is
okay.
going to enhance our the spending power, and I believe that the FMCG stocks will do well. Overall, it's an election year. We have a lot of spend coming in, and I believe that is going to do really well for the market. So I believe that with a lag of about maybe a couple of weeks, market should rebound, and we should be inching towards new highs.
Okay, we should be inching towards highs going forward from here after a little bit of short-term move that could be volatile. But, some of the pockets are actually coming back in favor. I wanted to discuss with you the new age technology stocks that are back in focus. PB Fintech, the parent company of Policy Bazaar, that has inched to a 52-week high today. Paytm is nearing its 52-week high levels. Zomato, Nika, Car Trade and Delivery. In fact, all these 6 names, the half a dozen names together, have in fact regained about 1/3 of the wealth that they had lost in the last year's sell-off, and that's thanks to their efforts towards profitability, improving financial metrics as well. Now, in fact, when we talk about these 6 names, they've actually gained about 45,000 crore rupees in market value on a year-to-date basis in 2023. and that's after losing about 1.6 lakh crore rupees in 2022. And most of the analysts, broking communities have also been picking some of the stocks for their own portfolios, talking about them more promisingly now, looking at the improving metrics that we are on the financial space as well. Mr. Bulishkar, your own thoughts on this new age tech basket. Do you think it is the right time to now start nibbling into some of these stocks?
Personally believe that Paytm and PB Fintech will be game changers in the years to come. Zomato has already carved out a space for itself in the food delivery business. Hyperpure and Blinkit are also fast cutting costs. Growth is very strong and margins are also improving. So, all round we have good stellar performances coming in after the rout of last year. So I believe that these companies offer you a good opportunity to invest at the current time. However, you have to bear one thing in mind that free cash flow generation, barring for Zomato, is a little wide out by 2 to 3 years for all the other stocks. So I believe that Zomato offers the best potential. But if as a investment case, but if you look at PB Fintech and Paytm, they are sitting on a very, very wide canvas in which they are delving in a very strong way. And I believe that they have got proven business models which will get them profitability, but which is a little way out from
So
current
for
levels.
PB, FinTech and for Paytm, what are the kind of targets that you would expect in the long term?
So I am very, very positive on Paytm. I believe that at current levels, PB Fintech may be priced a little bit on the slightly expensive side, but I definitely think that Paytm has a long, long way to go.
Okay. Macquarie interestingly has taken another U-turn on Paytm today. It has downgraded the stock again after the 90% rally that we've seen from the 52-week lows today. Macquarie has downgraded Paytm to neutral from outperform with a target price of 800. That's below the current market price as well. They've also pointed out to some concerns in the corporate governance front. Do you think any of those still need to be ironed out before investors take a pick here?
Yeah, I think the management should take great pains to address the corporate governance issues, rectify them as soon as possible. But otherwise, I think if you today no one is using cash,
Yeah.
right? And if you were to go and take cash, it's actually become a pain. It's such a irony that in a short time we become a absolutely digital economy, if I may say that.
Sure.
So given that and the kind of data that is generated and the way Paytm has become one of the most prolific and very, very widely used apps, and it's a great experience using the app. So I think the business is here to stay, and they're monetizing their database very well. And I believe that uh, you know I believe that the stock could turn out to be a multi-bagger going ahead.
So is it not wild enough to think that again we will be able to see those all-time high levels of about 1600, 1700 odd?
I wouldn't be surprised.
You wouldn't be surprised. So it is possible that Paytm can actually reach back to those all-time high levels going forward from here. It can create be a multi-bagger going forward from here, as Vineet believes. Apart from this, let's also talk about Nika. Perhaps that is still one of the pain points in the new age baskets. That's still not, given that kind of a respite to investors or a promising outlook, just like how a Paytm or a PB FinTech has given so far. Would you still be cautious on Nika, or do you think at 149, kind of levels one can still attain, or look at buying this stock, because we are still quite away from that 257, 247 kind of levels, which are 52-week high levels of 400s. That's still far away.
So, I'm not very happy with the kind of the 5 for 1 bonus that they've given. I still think that a lot of overhang on the stock is there. Additionally, I think the space was over tom in terms of expectations. Unlike the financial inclusion space and the insurance business, I think this business is not growing as fast as people would have anticipated the business, the fashion business to grow, beauty and
Okay.
fashion. So I believe that while they're doing the good things, they're cutting down on costs, their revenue growth is strong. But profitability is still far away,
Mhm.
and free cash flow generation is very, very important for me, especially in this business, because I believe that the canvas is not as large and the competition is very, very fierce out here
Mhm.
as compared to the payments business, which is being uh, driven by PB FinTech and ATM.
Okay. What about Zomato and delivery? What would you suggest investors do here? Is there any promising sign for these two companies? One is the food delivery platform, the other is a logistics player.
As I told you that the food delivery player is going to be profitable this year, and
Mm-hmm.
that is very, very final. And I believe that's the first sign where we will see the stock become a steady compounder going ahead. Both its Hypersure and Blinkit are also the quick commerce business are turning around very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and delivery is one of my favorite stocks. I was really disappointed when the stock got hammered last year. I
Yeah.
believe that they figured their tech stack very, very well. They've got very, very high growth ambitions, and they've proven that their growth is strong. So I believe that stock can rebound well from current levels.
Okay. And at these levels, can one go in for buying delivery?
Definitely, you can buy into that stock. I think
Okay.
the
Right. Now,
yeah.
one other stock that I wanted to discuss from this basket is car trade. Again, this stock also came under selling pressure when most of these stocks were underperforming. Your thoughts? Does it have enough moat to continue to build on success going long term?
I think there is too much of unorganized competition in that space, and I would let it be leave it at that.
All right, leave alone car trade, but definitely PB FinTech, Paytm, and delivery for sure, and Zomato as well. These are the stocks that could be one of the preferred ones that one can definitely watch out for going forward from here. Well, many thanks, Mr. Bulinchkar, for being with us on the show and discussing with us these new age tech basket and suggesting all our viewers a strategy to adopt at this point in time. For most of these stocks, as we do see some momentum building in, we've also seen the Nifty Digital Index really improving over the last 3 months odd, about 14% of a move on the back of most of these new age tech companies as well, and looks like a promising sign going forward from here too. With that, we'll come to the end of this edition. 185 points up for the Sensex at 63,157. The Nifty hovering about 52 points higher in trade. We'll continue to notice what the markets are doing for you and the second half of trading action. How does that really pan out, and what does it mean for your own equity investments? So do stay tuned with us onto Business Today TV to catch all these updates constantly. Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Batra, and joining me somebody very, very special. Mr. Raghav Gupta joins in. He's the MD at Coursera. Welcome, sir, and thank you so much for taking the time out for this discussion on Business Today TV. Well, of course, a whole lot of discussion happening at the business